From WXYZ, where 7 stands for news, this is Channel 7, 6 p.m. Action News.
He chased down a mother with a shotgun. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Those words really say it all. Tonight, a quiet neighborhood in Royal Oak hit with the horror of watching a man murder his own parents and then turn the gun on himself. We'll have that story for you in just a moment. But first, we want to tell you about some breaking news. A man and a little boy died while enjoying the afternoon taking a dip in Michigan lakes. They drowned in West Bloomfield and Kensington Metro Park. And now the story about the tragedy in Royal Oak. The mother begged for her life as her son stuck the gun in her face.
And it turns out the shooter was haunted by a history of mental problems that may have caused him to go on this rampage.
In Royal Oak tonight, neighbors are comforting one another and trying to make sense out of this disturbing tragedy. Channel 7's Bill Proctor has the story of the rampage in Royal Oak.
I heard a gunfire in the house, and shortly thereafter, the mother came running outside the house and the son chased him down.
It was a horrifying sight, a middle-aged man ignoring his mother's pleas and shooting her point blank with a shotgun. It was simply unforgettable. It followed the sound of angry voices around 7:15 this morning.
The mother was, running for shelter or trying to find somewhere to run to, and he basically cut her off, and she was crouched down, and he just pointed a gun right at her forehead and shot right there, shot her.
Here in the 2800 block of Glenwood, the people know about James, his mental illness, but they'd never heard him screaming that way just seconds before this morning's shooting.
Yeah, Olympic Jesus, he dead on the cross, and God, and then back to the Olympic, and then the Russians. He must have mentioned the Russians at least 3 or 4 times.
Police found the body of John Wilkie, a man in his 70s, long retired from automobile sales, on the roof of the landing between the house and the garage of their home. Arlene Wilkie dead on the sidewalk in front of the house next door. And James dead from a self-inflicted shotgun blast in the backyard. Turns out James had attacked his father with a shotgun some years back.
About 15 years ago.
And what happened then?
He shot his dad.
And Dad survived that attack?
Yeah.
What was that one about?
Nothing. He's schizophrenic. He was talking to imaginary people.
This is not something that people in this neighborhood anticipated. They knew about the previous shooting, but they say as long as James was on his medication, this seemed to be a loving household with no problems.
Several kinds of long guns and handguns were removed from the house by Royal Oak police. This man said he had had a run-in with James and a BB gun before.
I used to see the kid, I think the same guy, he was shooting the birds. That's the only time I used to see him, shooting a lot of birds, And then one time I told him, I said, hey, you can't kill those birds,
The murder of the elderly couple by a son they cared for, a man who never had a job, left the people living here wondering if his hospitalization would have prevented all of this. In Royal Oak, Bill Proctor, Channel 7 Action News.
You hear reference to this medication, if he had taken medication. Simply put, he had a chemical imbalance. Schizophrenia is a disease which really tears apart people's minds and eats at their souls. Right now, Denise is sitting with a man who will tell us more about this terrible condition. He is a psychiatrist and expert, Dr. Michael Coleman. Denise?
All right, thank you, Mike. Dr. Coleman, thank you so much for joining us. If indeed this man was a schizophrenic, as some people believe, what would cause him to shoot his parents in cold blood?
Well, I think it's an act of great aggression. It may well have been the case that in some way there was a provocation between his parents and himself that led to this.
Any kind of provocation, a little provocation, years of provocation? What do you think?
It had probably been of long standing since he had shot his father in the past and apparently was shooting birds too.
Are all schizophrenics subject to this kind of behavior?
No, not all. Many of them are not so aggressive. Usually schizophrenics tend to isolate themselves and keep a distance from other people. That's really the nature of the disease, to ward off contacts with other people.
And as Bill Proctor reported, this man had shot his father before. Obviously, that was a big red flag.
It should have been taken that way, yes.
And so his illness was not under control, as some people might have thought.
That is probably the case.
Is there something that people out there should know if they are to approach a schizophrenic? Should they be fearful?
Not necessarily. I think schizophrenics should be treated like anybody else, with decency and ordinary human kindness.
All right, that's good advice for all of us. Thank you so much, Dr. Coleman, for coming in.
Thank you.
If you would like to help a friend or a family member who suffers from schizophrenia, here are some places you can call. You can reach mental health services in Oakland County by dialing 810-858-1210. In Macomb County, the number is 810-307-9100. And in Wayne County, dial area code 313-224-7000.
All right, folks, now a bit more on the breaking news about the terror at 2 Michigan lakes. In West Bloomfield, rescue crews dove into Morris Lake and pulled out the body of a man who was missing for over an hour. The man disappeared around 3:15 this afternoon. We're told he was in his 40s. He may have been diving or snorkeling.
We got a report of a person drowning. We responded, and the neighbors said that there was a person out there working on the aerator. He's a diver. He was working by himself. He came to the surface and yelled for help. He did that 3 times.
At Kensington Metro Park, another tragedy. Just an hour ago, rescuers found a 7-year-old boy floating in the water. Somebody announced over the park loudspeaker that the boy was missing. The lifeguards cleared the water, and that's when they found the little boy. The boy died while rescuers were rushing him to the University of Michigan Medical Center. Another frightening moment in Centennial Olympic Park last night after a suspicious package is found. Here's what we have. Police evacuated hundreds out of a portion of the park. They were let back in after investigators determined the package was not a bomb. The only known suspect in last week's bombing of Centennial Park remained in his apartment under the intense watch of the FBI and the media. FBI agents have already combed through Richard Jewell's Atlanta apartment, a former home, even a nearby storage shed. They were also looking at Piedmont College, where Jewell was a security guard. Despite all of the searching, Jewell has not been arrested. More than 1,000 mourners gathered in Atlanta to remember the only person killed in the Olympic bombing. It was the second funeral service held for 44-year-old Alice Hawthorne, who has relatives here in Inkster. She'll be buried in a nearby cemetery.
Investigators in the TWA crash say they hope new findings will tell them what caused the deadly crash. More wreckage was lifted from Navy barges and put onto trucks. Specialists will later scrutinize each piece, looking for any possible clues. Yesterday, divers used a laser camera to locate the plane's cockpit. Investigators say this find could be the break they need to solve the case.
This is where the controls of the aircraft are, obviously, in the cockpit, and then the electronics bay is under the cockpit. That's where all the electronics for the airplane is. So we have the center of control, really the heart of the aircraft, and the brain of the aircraft is there.
So far, divers have recovered 188 victims. The body of a local woman, Nina Harani, has been identified. A memorial service was held for both her and her husband in Grosse Pointe Farms this morning. They were an ocean apart for more than 7 months, but tonight it's a tearful reunion for 171 National Guard members and their families here in Metro Detroit. The troops left Michigan on December 18th, just 1 week before Christmas. They spent the holiday patrolling U.S. bases in Germany. They were called to duty as part of the NATO peacekeeping mission in Bosnia. The members of Michigan's military battalion were expected home just minutes ago. Family and friends gathered at the National Guard Armory in Taylor to greet their loved ones and to fill them in on what they've missed.
He's missed a lot. He's missed our daughter's first birthday and our son's birthday, our anniversary, and, you know, pretty much everything.
I'm happy that I get to see my uncle because I really miss him, because I haven't seen him in a long time.
I really do miss him as a baby brother, because I did help raise him, you know, so I'm going to be very happy to see him, and I'm just glad he made it safe back home.
The same battalion also served in the Persian Gulf War.
What a reunion that'll be, huh?
Oh, yeah. Welcome home to all of them.
We'll take a break here. Coming up next on Action News at 6, workers in Ohio get an explosive ending in their search for a soft drink. We'll explain what happened.
And a new law going into effect should help make your fruits and vegetables safer.
I'm Dave LewAllen. We've got Brickyard 400 highlights for you. Also, third-round action at the Buick Open up in Warwick Hills. Sports coming up.
Day, except for a few stray showers that popped up here this afternoon. I'll have the forecast.
It's a report you'll see only on 7. Theirs is a world of labor, toiling in the farm fields of our state, work others won't do, bringing in the harvest we enjoy. Channel 7's Guy Gordon shows you the plight of Michigan migrants and their children, especially the children. It's the kind of story that when you watch, you will be moved. Only one reporter brings it home to you. Guy Gordon reports Michigan's migrants, Monday on Action News at 11, where 7 stands for news.
Channel 7 and the Wellness Plan are proud to recognize all the graduates of 1996.
The sun is shining on the future. Keep on standing tall. You've got determination, and you can have it all. So make a promise to share your dreams. Help the world some way. For the rest of your life can shine as bright as the way you feel today. You are the best, the brightest and best. Try to remember as the days go past. You're the brightest and best.
Channel 7 and the Wellness Plan are proud to recognize all the graduates of 1996.
There's a change going on, it's a brand new day.
Think Ford first during your 31 Metro Detroit Ford dealers 1996 factory authorized clearance. For a limited time, you can lease a Contour GL for only $199 a month with $1,235 cash back. Contour has aerodynamic styling, standard dual airbags, air, automatic, and more. There are over 2,000 Contours in stock for immediate delivery.
Your 31 Metro Detroit Ford dealers, think Ford first.
What's the #1 priority in your life? Your family and keeping them safe, right? But with crime on the rise and more drunk drivers on the road, here in Oakland County, you need someone on your side with the same priorities, like Circuit Court Judge candidate Nancy Grant. With a family of her own, Nancy Grant brings integrity, energy, and justice to the bench. She's ready to uphold truth in sentencing. Nancy Grant for Oakland County Circuit Court Judge. Nancy Grant, now endorsed by the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press.
There's a new law on the books tonight regulating the pesticide residues in the food we eat. President Clinton today signing the Food Quality Protection Act into law before an audience of children, farmers, and consumer advocates. The new law makes health risks, especially to infants and children, the top concern in the setting of allowable levels of pesticide residues in fruits and vegetables.
A family should be able to gather for a summer dinner knowing that the fruits and vegetables before them will provide nothing more than nourishment and joy. Americans have enough on their minds without having to worry about whether or not the food they eat will put them in harm's way.
The new law is a second major overhaul of food safety procedures in a month. Government inspection of meat and poultry has been upgraded from the 90-year-old method of sight, smell, and touch to more advanced scientific tests. Mike?
Once in a while, I will say, folks, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. People working in Ohio a bit shaken up tonight after a startling discovery in a pop machine. A pipe bomb hidden in a Pepsi can inside a vending machine exploded. It happened at the Flatlands Company in Lima. It ripped through the can, destroying the machine. $1,500 in damage was done. Of course, you're wondering, was anyone hurt? No. Authorities still have no suspects. How about some good news? The great weather and enthusiasm of our own Diana Lewis got hundreds of people moving this morning. Anna looking good, led the invigorating 3-mile fitness walk at Lawrence Tech University in Southfield. Diana has held several successful walks throughout the summer. My partner Denise Dador was also there along with her dog Terrific. Way to go, Denise. Diana's walks are always a fun way to get in shape.
There was Deborah Miller. Yeah. I was trailing behind Diana, me and my dog. She's too fast.
I was doing landscaping all day, so I got to work out too. Yeah.
Still ahead on Action News, an exciting battle for the Winston Cup Championship. Dave LewAllen will tell us who won.
And a little history. Historical day of fun and games in the Grosse Points. We'll explain. We'll be right back.
You're watching Detroit's #1 weekend newscast, Channel 7 Action News, where 7 stands for news. Sure, cereal prices are falling. But are you really getting your money's worth? In a Channel 7 special report, we asked the experts to compare the generics to the big name brands you know. See flake for flake which cereal is the best value. Saving on cereal. Tonight on Action News at 11, where 7 stands for news.
The new Dodge. New Dodge. It's about change. The new Dodge. It's breaking rules and making new rules. The new Dodge. If we violate the laws of physics, will we be punished? The new Dodge. It's about change. The new Dodge.
When I think of John O'Hare, I think of him as a person who will continue to fight for the community.
John O'Hare is a fighter. You want that maximum toughness on the part of the prosecutor.
Justice is when the bad guy gets taken to jail and you never see him again. It's not ever going to bring my husband back, but it will make me feel better and make me assured that somebody else isn't going to be killed by this guy.
On August 6th, re-elect prosecutor John O'Hare.
John O'Hare has no patience for bad guys in the county. He will put you away.
Channel 7 and Elias Brothers Big Boy salute the brightest and best of 1996.
The sun is shining on the future. Keep on standing tall. You've got determination, and you can have it all. So make a promise to share your dreams. Help the world some way. For the rest of your life can shine as bright as the way you feel today. You are the best, the brightest and best. Try to remember as the days go past. You're the brightest and best.
Channel 7 and Elias Brothers Big Boy are proud to recognize all the graduates of 1996.
Great golf continues with the Buick Open today, huh?
Yeah, and while you were landscaping up at Warwick Hills, they were playing some golf and shooting the lights out. The shootout continuing at Warwick Hills. Justin Leonard remains on top, but his lead just one shot now with 18 holes to play. Leonard was 3 under for his round today at Warwick Hills. Out of the greenside bunker at number 11. This is a terrific golf shot. Knocks it up, rolls it in for birdie for Justin Leonard. Bob Tway is just a shot back of Leonard. This is Tway at 17 with a birdie try. The touch going kind of curls in right at the last minute. That moved him to 17 under. And Dave Stockton Jr. remains in contention. He fired a 6 under 66. He's 15 under. A lot of red numbers again at Warwick Hills. Well, there was some good and bad for the Lions in the preseason opener. Lions lost to the Saints last night 23-22 when they missed on a 2-point conversion try at the end of the game. Defensively, the Lions have a lot of work to do. That's evident. The Saints scored twice in the final minute 54 of the game. Derek Brown working his way through the defense to the end zone, 25 yards, put New Orleans ahead for the first time. Lions pulled to within 1 in the final seconds. Johnny Johnson runs up in the pocket, throws to the end zone. Miles Masick makes a one-handed grab. Great catch for the touchdown, but the 2-point pass play failed for the Lions.
We told you back in the first half.
It was an offensive performance that we need a lot of work. And you can see it was our first ball game, and we do need a lot of work. Defensively, we were very spotty. Everybody came into the game concerned about our secondary, because we didn't have Corey Raymond and we didn't have Ryan McNeil. I thought the guys that went in there did a decent job. It's the concern against the runs that I'm concerned about right now.
Plenty of work to do. Lions will play the Redskins at the Dome next weekend. Tigers shuffled their roster with all those moves this week, but they're still winning games. They'll try to make it 6 straight wins tonight at the stadium against Seattle. Tigers beat the Mariners last night 8-2. Quite a day for Travis Fryman. He rode with the Blue Angels in the morning and then capped what he called an unbelievable day with this 7th inning grand slam home run. Tigers scored 6 runs in the inning to break the game open. It was Fryman's 4th career grand slam. A.J. Sager scheduled a pitch for the Tigers tonight. Cecil Fielder hit his first home run as a Yankee last night. Here it is, a 420-foot drive to left center. It snapped a scoreless tie with the Royals in the 10th inning. Number 27 in the season for Cess. Yankees, however, wound up losing the game 4-3. This is only the third year for the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but the race has tremendous meaning to the Winston Cup drivers. It features a huge payday, prestigious as well, and Dale Jarrett has added the Brickyard 400 to his racing resume. Dale Earnhardt, still mending physically from last week's crash, started the race but gave way to Mike Skinner on lap 6. Skinner wound up 15th. Earnhardt gets the championship points. There were several accidents. The worst involved Kyle Petty here hitting the wall, then hitting Sterling Marlin. Mark Martin got through unscathed. Petty went back up, came down, slammed the wall nearly head-on. He had to be airlifted to the hospital. X-rays all proved negative. He'll be okay. Prize money for the race totals $4.7 million. The winner gets more than $500,000. They raced hard for it. Jarrett passing Ernie Irvin with 7 laps to go, and he held off his teammate to win the Brickyard 400. For just the third time in 30 years, a Philly has won the Hambletonian Continental victory on the inside, but wire to wire, winning today at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And Carl Lewis will not run tonight on the 400-meter relay team. He had campaigned for a spot on the team to have a chance at a record 10th Olympic gold medal. Citing injury, Leroy Burrell pulled out of the race. Some thought that might pave the way for Lewis to run, but U.S. track coach Irv Hunt says no, Lewis will not be part of the relay team. Also tonight, Dream Team plays Yugoslavia for gold. Andre Agassi winning the gold in tennis. He beat Sergei Bruguera today. So Carl Lewis will not run
out of there.
400-meter relay team.
All right, thanks, Dave.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. We've got some breaking news for you right now. We're going to go live to reporter Sandy Hang, who's at the scene of a reported drowning in West Bloomfield. Sandy?
Well, I just talked to West Bloomfield police just moments ago, and they told me the name of 46-year-old Gordon Kriebel. They say the situation right now for him is extremely grim. He has been transported to Oakland General Hospital. What you're seeing behind me is what is left of the rescue effort, the rescue workers who are cleaning up. The Oakland County Dive Team as well as West Bloomfield Fire and Rescue teams. Police tell me that Mr. Kriebel was diving in the lake, that he was out, and neighbors noticed something was wrong when they launched a massive rescue effort here at Morris Lake. Mr. Kriebel lives right here on the lake, and the police tell me that apparently he was diving. They did also found some of his equipment around him. Again, I want to tell you, it was 46-year-old Gordon Kriebel is who police tell me that they have rescued from the lake. They say the outlook is grim. One other thing we want to point out is a very difficult afternoon here. There was another reported drowning at Kensington Metro Park, this involving a 7-year-old. I want to bring in right now Maureen Maher, who was there at Kensington. Tell me what you know. You were there when this happened.
We were sitting on the beach at about 4:15 this afternoon when the lifeguard came across the PA and said, please look for a 7-year-old boy who's wearing red shorts. They came across again a couple of minutes later, and then they asked everyone to get out of the water. I'd say within 30 seconds to 60 seconds of everyone getting out of the water, they found him. He had been in the water. A lifeguard pulled him out, and immediately they started working on him. There was a doctor who had been on the beach with his family who started working. Maybe 10, 15 minutes later, the ambulance came.
Okay, well, a very difficult situation now that firefighters and rescue workers are dealing with. 2 separate incidents here in lakes near the metro area. Reporting live from Morris Lake in Oakland County, I'm Sandy Hang, Channel 7 Action News. Back to you.
Sandy, thank you for that report. Indeed, a dangerous day on the lakes.
Difficult story to cover, too. We're going to change gears here, talk about the weather. Will it be rain or shine this weekend?
Chris Bradley will tell us when he brings us our forecast when we come back.
This time of year, Metro Detroit's best car deals are underway. It's your time to move up to America's best name in quality, comfort, safety, and value. Buick announces America's best closeout. Start with $2,000 cash off Buick's personal luxury masterpiece, Riviera. Get $1,000 cash off Park Avenue, named America's best overall car value. The sizzling midsize Regal, $1,000 cash off now. Century, named one of the 10 most dependable cars in the world. Take $1,500 cash and drive it away. Don't wait until next year for a deal on a 97. Get the beautifully redesigned 97 LeSabre, America's best-selling full-size sedan, right now. America's best closeout. After dealer discounts, after your best deal, up to $2,000 cash off. Get into your Metro Detroit Buick dealer. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
New Quilted Northern Ultra presents Goldilocks. One day, Goldilocks was skipping through the woods when suddenly, whoops, she had to go. But Papa Bear's toilet paper was not soft. Mama Bear's was soft, but not soft enough. Oh, but Baby Bear's was new Quilted Northern Ultra. With more soft fibers and more cushiony quilting, why, you won't find a softer toilet paper than new Quilted Northern Ultra.
Socialite Ronna Romney. Where does she stand? Romney told pro-choice leaders she was secretly pro-choice. Now Romney says abortion should be illegal, even in cases of rape and incest. Romney opposed Governor Engler's property tax cuts. Romney even opposes putting a 2-year time limit on welfare benefits. Ronna Romney, called extraordinarily shallow on the issues by the Detroit Free Press. Tired of career politicians? Try a businessman. Jim Nicholson, endorsed as best for Senate by the Detroit News.
The entire Gardner White team wants you to have only the best during America's best furniture sale. Only the best brands, only the best prices, only the best service. Choose solid oak and cherry. It's 1/2 off. Save 1/2 on the finest genuine leather and reclining furniture made in America. Get free next day delivery and pay nothing for 1 full year. No payments, no down payment, no interest. Hurry to America's best furniture sale at Michigan's best store, Gardner White.
We're known by the money you keep.
There was rain out there. I missed it.
Yeah, most everybody enjoy beautiful sunshine, but if you live in portions of Oakland County around Troy, you know what I'm talking about. We'll look at the radar in just a sec. Our high temperature today, 80. 62 is our nighttime low. Trace of rain out at Metro. Right now in Detroit, we have sunshine in 79, relative humidity 58%, and the winds right now are calm. Here's a look at radar, and you can see right over Oakland County, over into Macomb County. Right here, you'll see it fire up. A lot of red there, too, with some heavy downpours with that. Not much in the way of lightning, and all of it should be dissipating here within the next half hour. Really just 3 strikes in the last 30 minutes. Temperature 79 at City Airport, 79 in Port Huron, and 70s and 80s across all of Michigan today. Going to start warming up as we work our way through the remainder of the weekend and on into early part of next week. Could be a thunderstorm in parts tonight. The sun will set near 9 o'clock. It'll be mostly sunny and 64 in the morning. After the storms are out of here, skies will clear out. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, a typical radar for this time of year as you get those afternoon thunderstorms popping up around the country. Now we've got a warm front which lays just off to our west, and that'll send the temperatures up over the 90-degree mark. In fact, we'll be in the mid-90s come the middle part of next week. So hot weather is coming our way. Here's the forecast tonight. I'm calling for an evening storm or two, then clearing skies, 64. Tomorrow, look for sunshine. It'll be a warm one, up to 84 for the afternoon high. And as we look ahead to the day Monday, 87, so it warms up even more. And here's your outlook, and there are the 90s. 92 on Tuesday, 94 on Wednesday, and close to 90 by Thursday. So we're going to warm it up, some real summer weather coming.
90 degrees. Can't wait. Thanks, Chris.
A real heat wave, huh? All right, thanks, Chris. Here's a look at what's coming up on 7 tonight. At 7, it's Entertainment Tonight. It's the world's funniest hypnotist at 8. I feel like I'm hypnotized right now. Then at 9, it's Life with Mikey. And on Action News tonight at 11, a vicious battle, and you and your kids are caught in the middle. We're talking about cereal wars, folks, but when it comes to name brands and generics, which are really better? We'll have the experts rate your favorites. That's tonight at 11.
And we're going to leave you now with scenes from the 147th Annual Highland Games in Grosse Pointe. Thanks so much for joining us.
See you later.
Welcome to Kings Court Castle Restaurant, located at Old World Canterbury Village in Lake Orion. One of Michigan's most unique restaurants. Antiques from all over the world. Tapestries, wood carvings, suits of armor, and much more. Family-style dining, food fit for a king at very affordable prices. Old World Canterbury Village, a fun, affordable place to visit. Just 5 minutes from the Palace off I-75, exit 83 North, 3 miles. Call 391-5780. That's 391-5780. Come enjoy our Old English Tudor Village fun, food, and shopping.